welcome to the All Out Attack podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the Joshua Usyk fight, which happened obviously on Saturday, and obviously Usyk won that fight by split decision. So obviously we're just going to be talking about that today, thinking about obviously what happened in that fight, what was said after the fight. Obviously I'll start first. I was thinking obviously compared to the first fight, I thought Joshua, I think he did, I think he did do like he started off a bit better. I mean. He was throwing, towards the later rounds, he was throwing a bit more combinations and stuff. And he was trying to go on the front foot at the beginning, but I think it was just overall, I think it was still, even though it was better than the first time, he was still fighting a bit scared. Like, he was just a bit like, he was struggling to put throughout the fight. He was just kind of throwing a couple jabs, couple right hands. He wasn't really throwing any dangerous combinations at Usyk, and Usyk was just sort of moving around him and running rings around him.
Yeah, I think like you said, just then thing with Usyk is that he's not a guy who stands and like he's an easy target to try to put your punches together on. And someone like AJ, who I think was only throwing like single punches,
Yeah,
wasn't allowing himself to get like close the gap. And thing is like someone as big as Joshua should be trying to tie someone like Usyk up, being a bit dogged there. Like we saw parts of it where he was working the body on the ropes a bit. I
yeah,
think just a little bit on more of that and a bit more of that a final punch where he could have done the uppercut hook,
yeah.
where he could have maybe I think he like you said from the first fight it was a big improvement, but I think it shows level of like skill, like someone who's world class elite
Yeah,
boxer, like who's like a Fury level, and
yeah,
then there's Joshua who's like a very good fighter, but just below par.
Yeah, he shouldn't throw in more combinations. He should have jabbed and done the hook at the same time. Because
yeah,
Usyk was just taking the jabs and laughing at him.
yeah. I
He
think,
hurt he hurt he
yeah,
hurt Usyk in the body a couple of times,
yeah,
but Josh's stamina just went after the seventh round.
yeah,
You
just
could tell how tired he was,
yeah, yeah,
and
and like,
Usyk had more.
yes,
Usyk had something to fight for. He
yeah,
had his country to fight for.
yes,
He had something to prove to his country. I think Joshua, you can see at the end, he broke down, and I don't think he was mentally there at the moment.
yeah. I think you're right as well. Like for a guy his size and stuff, he should really like use his size a lot more. Like just sort of keep Usyk with the jab, keep him away. He's got a lot more power. He's a lot stronger. He should just outmuscle him a bit, and he was doing that a little bit in the later rounds. But like I saw early on, Usyk,
It was too late. It
yeah,
was too late
it
what he
was
was
too
doing.
late. It was that
Like
like
Tyson,
yeah. No, I was
Tyson, like, look at Tyson Fury. He's a massive guy. He uses his
yeah,
body as his advantage.
yeah,
That's what Joshua needs to do.
yeah. That's what because Usyk in the early rounds, he was just like he always had the jab out, and he was sort of like when Joshua was trying to come at him, he was just keeping the jab out there just to keep Joshua like guessing and stuff. Like he was just sort of moving around the ring a bit, just keeping the jab there, just to let him know like I'm here, just to not make him think like you don't want to give Joshua too much time to think, and give him the opportunity to throw that right hand.
Yeah, no, and I think what the thing is, someone like Usyk is always on their feet, like bouncing around, creating angles.
Mm.
And not only he creates angles for himself to open up shots, but someone like AJ, who's a big puncher, who's going to be missing these big punches, that's actually more draining than landing them.
Yeah,
And that also just like just sort of off-putting for yourself. You're like, oh, yeah, I can't even get this guy. My big punches aren't even landing on him. Like, what? How am I meant to close the gap on someone like him?
yeah,
And yeah, I think he was struggling just to get out of that like third gear where he was just trying to close him down, but then it was like he wasn't like Daniel said earlier, like with the jab, that he wasn't ranging it, using it to kind of set anything up. And
yeah,
yeah, again, I think yeah, Usyk just ran rings around him again, and yeah, it was just class performance.
Because you could hear Joshua's corner tell him to jab and use other combinations, but he wasn't listening. I don't think.
yeah,
I think this is his first time he's changed his coaching stuff. I think for a fight. He's
yeah.
used different fighters, but I think he should have taken. I know he would never do this, but he should have taken Tyson Fury's offer up and taken it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the only way he's gonna beat Usyk. Who got trained properly.
Yeah, and I mean, I think like well, I know, like you said, at the end he kind of like his emotions, like he let them get the better of himself, but where he goes, I'm 18 stone, I don't move like a 14 stone, but then someone like Tyson Fury is 19 stone and moves like a middleweight. I
yeah,
think it
yeah,
He's
contradicts
he
it, so that's what it was like to me.
Tyson Fury moves like Prince Nassim does, like in any angle you
Yeah,
can do.
yeah.
he's got
That's
his great footwork, creating angles, and for someone who's 6'9", that's crazy. Like what he can do with his feet.
yeah. Yeah, that's true. I think like with someone like obviously AJ, he's obviously quite muscular build, isn't it? So
Hmm.
he's that's
I
his
think I
issue.
think I think Joshua needs to go back to the drawing board and fight someone like below heavyweight,
Yeah,
like someone below who's not a heavyweight champion. Go
yeah,
back to fight Dillian White. Beat
yeah,
Dillian White up and come
yeah.
back.
Who do you like think he should fight next?
I'll let
Well,
Daniel go first.
I think Ruiz. Go back to Ruiz and fight him again.
Really?
Yeah,
Because I think the thing is,
Ruiz or
sorry.
Dillian White. That's only two people he can fight.
that's true.
Yeah,
Deontay
because
Wilder would knock him out.
I think the thing is, like, I think everyone's forgetting is AJ, like, just, I know he obviously lost, like, twice, but he's still very highly ranked in, like, the rankings of, like, for the belts.
Yeah,
So, like, he can fight, like, let's say, like, I think he's probably still, like, number two, number three, or, like, in all of them pretty much. And even WBC, I'm guessing, is quite high. I haven't really checked. But I think what I mean is like so like if he fights, let's say, because I think a great fight would be someone like Miller, like a good grudge match, like that should
oh
have
yeah,
happened
yeah,
somewhere back in MSG. That would have just been, I think that'd be lovely to set himself back up. Again, like Daniel said, I think Dylan White would be good to fight. But again, I think the thing is like obviously we'll see. Obviously, with the 26th is a date that Tyson Fury officially announced coming back to defend his WBC. It is vacated, so I think obviously like that could open up a path. But yeah, I mean. I think someone like Dylan White maybe, or even yeah, like obviously Hergovich will be fighting Usyk, obviously
mhm.
because he's a mandatory now. So yeah, I still do think AJ is an elite fighter and he's still up there in the heavyweight division. Maybe yeah, it needs one more two fights, and then hopefully let the Tyson Fury and Usyk fight blow over, and then maybe he can come back again. So
But that's the question. Do you think that will happen? Okay, Tyson said he will want 500 million to come back.
500 million. I think obviously Tyson Fury, he's a guy, he's a big character, isn't he? And like at the end of the
Yeah.
day, you can hate him all you want, but he brings entertainment to the sport of boxing. And I think he knows where his price tag's at. I think he's being he's exaggerating. I think he'll be lucky with Frank Warren to be able to make 100 million for a fight like that.
Yeah,
But again, it is for the undisputed. And the last time we saw an undisputed champion was Lennox. So again, I think it would be a great fight. But I think yeah, 500 million is a bit of a push. I think.
yeah. I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think AJ like not AJ sorry Fury, yeah. I mean like when he says a lot of things like he don't mean like you know like he's retired like what three four
Mhm.
times, he comes back every time like he just kind of just exaggerates just because that's his character. So it's more like him doing it as a character, you know. They'll probably make similar to like if they fight in Saudi, they'll make what like 60 mil, 50 mil each
Yeah.
like they did to this fight.
And obviously, I'm guessing Fury is, correct me if I'm wrong, his third fight Wilder was in October, I believe. Um,
Yeah.
and obviously, he's basically been a bit inactive. Are we going to see maybe him fight Derek Chisora near the end of the year just to kind of warm up for Usyk? Or are we going to see him fight another bum like he does? Or,
I think he fight Chisora. I think that would be a fight he'll do.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean I think Fury I think with this fight, obviously, like you said, there he has to announce, otherwise the belts get vacated. So, I mean, for him, I think he's always kind of been on that verge of, even though he does the fake retirements, he's probably thinking, I'm getting old. I want to sort of just get through this and just get that
Mm.
money and be done with it. So, like, I think with the Usyk fight, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's maybe just he's been training for a while just behind the scenes, and he might just actually try and go for that fight for like maybe like they were saying December. Apparently, the rumored date.
Oh, wow.
They're saying that's quite
So
soon.
It
do
is
you
quite
think,
soon.
yeah. So do you think they're going to push away mandatories and like go for undisputed? And do you think that would be ordered?
It's too much like money there, like for them not to do it. Like it's such a big like it hasn't been undisputed champ since Lennox, and like it's been over
Mm.
like 20 years. Like it's
Yeah.
such a big opportunity. Like even like and you know how the belts at the WBC like they'll
Yeah,
crap
yeah,
anyway, aren't they?
yeah,
So
yeah,
they'll
yeah.
do anything
Yeah,
for the
well,
other
Dylan
guy.
White was in the waiting like for over like 1,000 days or something. It was
Yeah,
something
Yeah,
crazy. It
yeah,
was like,
it
crazy.
was crazy like that. But he fought well against Tyson when he fought him, didn't
With Tyson, yeah,
he? Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I think since when Tyson before Tyson wasn't when he got banned, the boxing was a bit not hyped as much. Since
yeah, I
Tyson's come
think it
back,
was
the box
dominated by like someone like AJ, like Anthony Joshua,
yeah.
obviously with like
That,
Usyk who was in cruiserweight as well, so he didn't move up at that time as well.
yeah. That's
So
true.
yes.
yeah,
So since Tyson's back, it's been very high. A lot of people watching it now. I think more people are watching that than football at the moment, the
Yeah,
boxing UFC.
Yeah, they get a lot of buys in it. Like, what's it
Because
called?
I think a lot of people lost interest for football. They
Yeah,
got the interest of UFC and boxing.
yeah. Boxing, especially because heavyweight. Like right now, it's like for the
Yeah,
British lot. You got AJ Fury, even Dylan White's quite high up.
Derek
Even
Chisora,
Dubois, Chisora. Like these lot are
Joe
coming up.
Joyce.
Yeah, Joyce. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of heavyweights right now. So that's why, like right now, it's probably like in the golden era, like of British boxing.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
but now the big question is Conor Benn, Chris Eubank, who's gonna win?
Uh, I
This
mean,
guy.
to be
Yeah.
honest, I think I was surprised Conor Benn took a fight like that. Like, I know it's catchweight as well. I think.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
needs to get
Like
way up.
obviously Eubank, like okay, we can say he's got maybe just like he's a bit like independent, like he's a bit like, oh, I do my way kind of thing. But I know he's had Roy Jones in his corner for a while. He's a big puncher, and I think Conor Benn could be overlooking someone like Eubank, especially if Conor Benn's like gaining a bit of weight for it, and someone who's like nimble. I think he might struggle to be moving around.
Yeah.
So I think I think Conor Benn's a big puncher, but I do believe I think Eubank will win on decision.
Yeah.
I think Conor Benn will win
Yeah.
fourth, fifth round.
Really?
Really, you think
No.
Yeah,
stoppage?
yeah. I think Conor Benn's a great boxer, but he's a great boxer, and Eubank's a great boxer, but Conor Benn's got a little bit better, a little bit better than him.
I just
I think
think
it'll be a knockout.
it's difficult though. Like you saw for Canelo when he went up to fight Bivol. Like
Mm,
any fighter, they're going up divisions. When you're putting on weight, like you're focused on putting on the weight, and like when you're
yeah,
boxing and stuff, you don't get as much time to focus on like boxing at that weight. So like, for someone like Conor Benn, like although he's gonna be catch weight, he's obviously gonna have to move up to fight
Yeah,
yeah,
a Eubank, and I think that's gonna obviously put him at a disadvantage. And I think Eubank is with the experience. I think for Ben, it's a big opportunity. I think, but I think it's a
I
bit
think
too soon for
if he
him.
if he wins it, he's gonna get a lot of
Yeah,
people saying
yeah,
how good boxing is. He's gonna prove everyone wrong if he wins this.
yeah. This is a big test, isn't it?
but then again, I do believe like through fan favorites, I think Conor Benn is at the A side of this fight. I think people think it's Conor Benn's fight to win, to lose. Sorry,
Yeah,
because I know like obviously he's been very active for British boxing. He's done a lot, and but like in his early stages career, he's developed, he's improved a lot. But then like he did get dropped like 3 times in like his third fight, I believe, or
yeah,
fifth fight.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Um,
I think he did.
and I feel like Conor Benn hasn't faced anyone with power, and I think Chris Eubank Jr. is that fighter that's got
yeah.
that power to
Yeah, that's
maybe
what I
That's
hurt
think.
him.
that's one thing Conor Ben needs to look out for the power that Eubank has.
Yeah,
Mm.
That's like Deontay Wilder. He's got that right hand power. He's got
Yeah,
that
but
Tyson
like I
Fury.
think someone like Tyson Fury negated that right hand, and someone like Wilder wasn't able to. Like if
Yeah,
that's your only like sugar, like your honey punch, like you can't do anything else after that. I
yeah,
think
yeah.
he struggled a lot, like, and we saw that like Fury was amazing against Wilder.
yeah. He didn't know what to do. Wilder, he was stunned, didn't
There's a lot of good fights coming up, and there's like
he?
a lot of there's
Yeah,
the new Americans, Adam Azim are coming up,
yeah,
Hassan
Yeah,
Azim, all these boys are
yeah,
coming up.
yeah. They
The
were
local
coming.
the local boys as
Yeah,
well. So
yeah.
what
yeah,
you said
very
you saw
exciting.
so you said you saw them when you were training at boxing once.
Who?
You said when you were at the slam boxing.
Well, yeah, they used to train there, innit, at the Slough ABC
They're
one.
from Slough, aren't they? I
Yeah, they're
think
from
the
Yeah,
Slough.
Azim
They
brothers.
used, that's what they used to do it. But yeah, they're
uh,
obviously doing quite well now.
British
yeah. I think that
Pakistani boxing as well. So
Yeah,
like Amir
yeah,
Khan
yeah,
is
yeah,
passing the torch down really. So it's
yeah.
nice to
Zine
see.
brothers and the Hamza
yeah.
Shiraz
Azim
as well.
Yeah, yeah, another great fight.
and his cousin, what's it, Abdul Khan? I think his name is.
Yeah, yeah. Is that his cousin or nephew? Yeah,
Oh, is
it's
Yeah,
that
one of
another
them.
one?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
fought on the Brook Khan card, I believe, like quite early
yeah. I
on,
think
and then
so.
he's been active as well.
Oh, is he?
I,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I think he
I'll
won
check
his
him
fight the
out.
other day as well. I was watching it.
Really?
He won. Yeah, he's a good fighter. Amir Khan manages him, so I think he'll be upcoming as well.
Yeah. Because
I
there's
know. Yeah, go on. So.
no, you go on, you go.
No. I was just gonna
No,
maybe
no, I
just
was just gonna say, like, yeah, the big fight. I think I was gonna say it was Canelo Triple G3.
yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you wanna,
Yeah, no, yeah, I think it's interesting some Canelo Triple G. Obviously, like you said, I know like Canelo struggled moving up, fighting someone a great fight like Bivol, um, who's got I think the Triple G like he's 40, like is it past it a bit now? Like as a trilogy, I know, but it's like Canelo's like still like great fighter and still in his prime kind of thing. So I don't think it will be a stoppage, but again, I think it will be a dominant Canelo decision. I think.
Yeah, I haven't watched much of Canelo, myself, but
Oh, okay.
every time I've seen the highlights, he's always dominated it. The only time I haven't seen him dominate is when he fought Amir Khan. That's the only time I've seen him fight.
We all know what happened.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
When he took that shot from Golovkin in the second fight, it's like that was like a knockout shot, and
Oh yeah,
he just took it on the chin. Like he's obviously a very skilled fighter, and like you said there, like I feel like in that second fight, I think he deserved the second fight. I think the first fight was actually a draw. Or actually, no, first fight I think Golovkin won, and second fight I think he obviously probably I think he did edge the second fight. But yeah, like you said, I think age like he's been smart. Like he's waited him out until literally like what do you call it? Like for a couple of years, and now like, obviously you said Golovkin's turning like close to 40, whatever, and
yeah.
yeah, but now like he's probably past it. I think so. Like I think Canelo should win that one. Um, they might still go the distance, might go decision. Um, but like yeah, I think Canelo will beat him. But yeah, Daniel, you should watch Canelo. What's it called? You've probably seen him knock out Khan, innit?
Yeah, that was a Rami fight.
That was the only fight. But he's had brilliant fights like, against Smith, Callum Smith, when he just dominated
Mm.
Callum Smith and stuff. He's had some big knockouts as well. Obviously Mayweather was the only one that's his oh no, Bivol was the second loss.
Yeah,
Bivol,
Bivol.
watch the Bivol fight highlights if you can.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it
Yeah, I
later.
think someone who put it on Canelo, like
Yeah,
just simple pace, like just kept him consistent, didn't allow Canelo to get out and find his like own rhythm.
yeah,
I think it was a simple way, and I think
yeah,
people try to complicate it too much. Someone like
yeah,
Caleb Plant, sorry. He tried to implement the Floyd. I think it worked for a couple of rounds, but it obviously with that arm, that left with your lead to hand like really low down. Someone like Canelo who would love that just to be able to work with you, and then he gave him a lot of punishment. But yeah, I do. I think personally, Canelo is punching quite literally above his weight in light heavy.
yeah,
I think he's perfect in super middle. I think he struggles against taller opponents who are just physically going to be stronger, quicker as well, because that's a natural weight. Like you said, you focus too much on the weight and you don't implement too much of a style.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
think we saw that against Bivol. And I think I'll be very surprised if he goes for the second Bivol fight. I do think he'll lose that again.
yeah. Yeah, I think like you said, Bivol just kept it simple and beat him, and that's I think like the crazy thing. I mean, he just kept it basic really, and that shows you like it's just 1-2s, and Canelo just couldn't even really get through or like damage
Yeah.
him or hurt him, and yeah, like you said, I think if he fights him again, I think he's like one thing obviously I've respected about him. He's always gone up the divisions and he's always fought like the whoever's the champ, but like I think yeah, like you said, the light heavy might just be a step too far because he started out like in light middle, like welterweight, super welterweight, light middleweight and he sort of pushed all the way up super middleweight, and now he's pushing towards light heavy. Like it's he's trying to go like maybe just a step beyond what he, especially for his size as well. He's not a super tall guy, is he?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So obviously yeah, we talked about those fights. Um, I was gonna say obviously, do you not see the UFC on the what's it called? Was it I guess Sunday
Yeah,
morning for us?
that Sunday morning for that
Yeah,
was amazing. I think like someone like Edwards, who's like I think you could say was maybe thrown to the dogs for a
yeah,
while in the UFC from Dana White, like Bilal Muhammad, and then obviously with Nate Diaz. Was amazing. I think just like implementing your style and just do like I saw like behind the scenes like his team like that's all they practice because saying that Usman drops that hand and will throw
yeah,
like a head kick and then it's funny because Usman goes if Edwards has done his homework you'll be in for a treat on Saturday night and I think we did get it with Edwards knocking
Yeah.
him out cold
yeah,
and I think that was a really that was a nightmare for Usman. He became his own nightmare. So I
yeah,
think it was a great fight. I'll let you guys jump in, but I think Edwards was surprisingly dominated the first round really well when
yeah,
he took Usman down, and obviously he was going for the submission but didn't get it. I think Usman won 2, 3, 4, and was winning
yeah.
five, but at the
That's
end
what
of
I
the day,
think.
like a knockout's a knockout. There's 1 minute left of round five, and beautiful head kick. Yeah, I think it was amazing.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like quickly. Yeah, I'll let you go because obviously I don't watch as much UFC, but obviously I saw the full highlight, not the full, yeah, most of the full highlights, and obviously he dominated round one. I thought, but then yeah, Usman did really well in the other rounds. Really, just kept it dominant, and even just listen to the commentary, like that knockout, the way it just happened, it was just such a flash that knockout.
Yeah,
The way he knocked him out kind of reminded me a bit like Froch goes too. Like when Froch went for the hook and just drilled him with the right hand. And this one,
yeah,
obviously, he sort of went with the right hand to sort of get Usman to block, and then he let the guard down, just hit him with the kick to the like head, and he just literally went out cold.
yeah. Great knock.
It is mad because someone can dominate the whole game in one move
Yeah,
with a kick
Yeah,
can knock someone out.
that literally what is that? That's what Wilder used to do, isn't it? With the right hand.
yeah,
Yeah,
literally, yeah,
he used to wait for the white man to just do that power shot and knock someone out. He,
Yeah, literally.
but even Usman after the match respected Leon after
Yeah,
he knocked him out.
you have
yeah.
to.
I think you have to. Yeah, like you can't take anything away from Edwards. Like
Because
just
you
to
got
be able
some
to set
pricks
that
like
up.
Conor McGregor say, "Oh, it's unfair. I dominated all the match
They'll
and I
have
just got knocked out."
excuses. You'll all have people
Yeah,
with excuses. But
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think obviously they're gonna go for the now it'll be a trilogy fight.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think game plans will be very interesting because again, Edwards is the champ now, so someone like Usman would have to come at Edwards to take the belt off him. So obviously, I think that goes against him. I think obviously, yeah, it'll be an interesting rematch fight. So yeah, there's a lot going on with UFC. There's a lot of like good cards happening as well. One that I am actually really excited for is Olivera versus Islam Makhachev.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
gonna be a
yeah,
good fight.
that's gonna be a great fight, and I think the undercard's good as well on that. Uh, yeah, I would have to check that, but yeah. Again, I think a sport like MMA, like Daniel said, it's like it could be in an instant, a flash where like it can happen in boxing, but I think with MMA there's more of that surprise element where it could be an elbow, a kick, something like that. Whereas in boxing, it's kind of you put your punches together and it happens. So
Well,
yeah.
there's a lot of upcoming fights. UFC is very hype, and there's one special guy I know he's not a great like person you see boxing, Paddy McVaddy.
Paddy, yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah,
he's a weird one. Like obviously, I haven't really seen much of him, but like it's crazy. Like between the fights, he just balloons up so much, isn't it? Like
yeah.
he loses it
What
all.
what he says is he'd rather be happy being fat than being
Yeah,
jacked up the
I
whole year.
respect that. I respect that, actually. Like
He
you
says
gotta enjoy yourself.
people who are jacked up are not happy all the rest of the year, but when you're fat and you're happy, then that's the best thing.
Yeah, that's true.
But
yeah, I think yeah,
one thing, if Conor McGregor comes back into the UFC, he's gonna lose another fight. He's gonna make his career go down.
Of course,
I
yeah.
think obviously we saw Chandler call out McGregor after his great knockout on Tony Ferguson. I think that would be a great fight for UFC. I think like he said at 170 as well, so that's welterweight, I believe. Yeah, I think it is. Um, so in UFC because I think there's a bit a bit different to boxing, but
Yeah.
I think that would be a great fight. I think someone like Chandler, who obviously I think we had kind of like the Ben Askren thing where like he came. I know he came from Bellator, but like he was kind of came over and he didn't do it too well. Like, he beat Dan Hooker, he lost to Oliveira and Gaethje. Then he knocked out Ferguson. Like it was a really good knockout. I think that would be a great fight to see McGregor versus Chandler. I think it would just be an all-out war, really.
I think someone who's gonna be dangerous soon to come is Hamza. Was it Hamza
Yeah,
Chimaev, I think his
Chimaev.
name is?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
fighting
Chimaev.
No.
Nate Diaz 279, I believe. Yeah.
He reminds me a little of Nate Diaz, a bit crazy in the head and doesn't give a shit what he says.
Yeah, his fight against Burns was a really good fight, and I think
Yeah,
like it came down to the wire, and like I think it was 3 rounds. And yeah, like it was just literally like whoever keeps going will get, and he fought really well in that fight. I think it was great fun.
Yeah. That I was gonna say other Islam, obviously, Oliveira fight. Who do you reckon? What's your prediction?
Like for me, like I like Oliveira has been so surprising because Oliveira, the guy, thing about him is like he does better when he's like hurt. Like he like
Mm.
Chandler dropped him, he came and knocked Chandler out. Like the same, like he choked out Poirier was a great like on the back and choked and like I think that's the thing about Oliveira. He's very versatile, like winning his ways. Like I think Islam's got obviously Habib in his corner, who's a great fighter, obviously undefeated lightweight champion as well. So I'm definitely rooting for Islam. Um,
Yeah, me too.
yeah, like I think it'll be a really good fight. Though I think it definitely is both. I think for both fighters is the biggest test to come. So yeah, definitely
I think
interesting.
Islam will have it in the fifth or sixth round.
Yeah, I believe it's five because championship, isn't it? So I think
Oh, five, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I think
PS5, yeah.
I think Islam could maybe. I think yeah, ground game. Yeah, it will be a good like fight. I think it will be a decision. Yeah, I believe it will be because I just checked the card and so a Sterling versus TJ Dillashaw, which would be a great
Oh,
fight
wow.
as well.
That's
And
be a
then-
great fight as well.
And then Peter Yan versus Shane O'Malley as well. So I think that's a great fight as well. So
When's
I think
when's the
great fight.
card? When's it all?
It's October 22nd.
Oh, really?
See, that's on October 22nd, and Conor Benn's on the 26th, I think. So that
Yeah.
whole October there'll be a good event
Yeah,
to watch.
Yeah, it's quite a lot, and like even with boxing, yeah, there's next month obviously Canelo, Golovkin 3, and then it's obviously Parker versus Joyce. Obviously a smaller fight, but that's also I think next month.
End of
isn't
the
it?
month. Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
4 months, boxing UFC is going to be up there, being the main
Oh yeah, for
point.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, they keep it consistent like this. Yeah, like there's gonna be a lot of people talking about it, and it's gonna just keep going and stuff. Like it'll be good, for both boxing and UFC. I think, yeah. But yeah, also, yeah, we talked about sort of everything.
Are you guys gonna watch? Are you guys gonna watch the YouTube fights or not? Are you gonna watch the KSI?
Oh,
are you gonna watch
KSI's
KSI
fighting this weekend, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fighting 2 people on the same card.
Yeah,
the
Swarms and I think a pro boxer, I believe.
Boxer, yeah.
I think it's interesting. I like it. I think like with YouTube boxing, obviously like you want to change it up a bit, and obviously KSI is a massive name in just the world really. But I think it'd be a great fight if like just for YouTube, like it's a big history, like that's never been done before.
Yeah,
And I think it'd just be really cool to see like someone like will he really have the stamina to be able to fight 2 guys? Like I'm guessing they're not going to be 2 12-rounders. I'm guessing there'll be 6 each, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
probably.
that's probably what it is, isn't it?
I think his body transformation is crazy.
Crazy,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah. He's a
If you see him in January how fat he is, and now look at him like tongued up. It's crazy as fuck.
But I'm guessing like obviously the big fight everyone wants is Jake Paul versus KSI, really, isn't it? Because obviously the Tommy Fury Jake Paul, I don't think is really going to happen.
Yeah,
That's always getting cancelled. Apparently, this what KSI think. Jake Paul paid off Alex Wasabi not to fight him.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was watching the podcast that KSI
Wait, why
went
would he
on
do
the other
that
day.
then? Why do you
I
think he would do that?
I think he manages Alex Wasabi, Jake Paul.
Oh really?
yeah. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think
He's saying he's trying to sabotage it at last minute.
Yeah,
Oh, and now
So
KSI is making history.
yeah. So I think he wanted to fight KSI, but KSI said, "Fuck that, let me fight."
I think that's on the level of AJ Fury, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like Jake Paul,
yeah.
KSI.
Yeah. I think.
Or Andrew Tate, Jake Paul would be a good fight as well. I think.
Andrew Tate. I think obviously I think like he's been banned off like all social medias and everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's in Arsenal. Yeah,
Because Jake Paul called him out apparently on his podcast.
Yeah, him and
Yeah.
Logan. I think they both said they would fight him, but obviously I don't think right now they would.
Jake Paul wants to fight everyone, don't he? He just wants to pay it.
Yeah,
That's really
like
wants.
payday, Canelo.
But he is a good fighter. I got to give him credit. He knocked Woodley out of the team. And
Yeah.
That was mad. That was a mad.
Ben
knockout
Askren as
there.
well.
oh yeah, Ben Askren as well. Yeah, and but yeah, like he's obviously like him and KSI gonna be the big fight. But then the other one, a lot of people have been talking about Deji versus Fusi, innit? Because then they're both
Fuzi's got in great shape.
yeah,
oh
they're
my
in great
goodness.
shape because they're both
He
like
always does
0-3.
that. Him and
They're both-
KSI always get in great shape.
Yeah,
They always get fat. They always get fat and then get back in tonking.
but like with Fusi and Deji, they both haven't won a fight yet, innit? They're both like
Oh, so one of
0-3.
them will like get hopefully a W
Yeah,
at the end of
hopefully a
it. So,
W, yeah. Yeah, hopefully they'll get a W.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. Obviously, like Deji being KSI's brother and all, but yeah, I think KSI is like the main focus for YouTube boxing. Really, I think like Deji's kind of only there because his brother's there, kind of thing.
Yeah,
That's why he's
yeah.
doing it. But again, yeah, I think it'd be cool to see. So yeah, it'd be nice.
Deji's boxing
I'm guessing it was on the
have
same
improved a
card.
lot.
Right?
Yeah,
No,
it's all on
I
the
don't-
same card, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think they're all on the same card.
it's
I think there
OQ.
were at least 6. I think there were 6, 7 fights on that night.
Oh,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it's like all these sort of YouTube and TikTok
Yeah.
guys, isn't it? Like they're all fighting each other. But yeah, I think it'll be pretty decent. Obviously, they're gonna get a lot of views from like the YouTube crowd, innit? And the younger kids and stuff. So
yeah, because it's on DAZN, isn't it? I think.
yeah, it's on
Yeah.
design pay-per-view.
Oh wow. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think they'll get good buys for it.
Yeah, they've got like a fan wherever like KSI, like these are do,
Yeah,
he
for
gets
sure, yeah.
a lot of people interested in it.
Do you guys
So-
watch Bounce Play Dirty, Rick and Bad's like boxing like show?
I've
No.
heard of it. I haven't seen it.
You
no.
lot should watch it. It's so good.
Is it?
Like, they get people to fight on like in a random gym on a Sunday and
Oh,
go somewhere to
really?
smoke.
Oh, well, yeah, I might
It's
have to check it
crazy.
out. Yeah, send the link,
Like,
innit? I'll have a look.
like I think they're out in Dubai doing a pay-per-view there at the moment now.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
really?
It's
Are we
quite
going to
getting
see
bigger and
Daniel
bigger.
Khan get a cameo on there?
Out in Dubai fighting
And,
Amir Khan.
nah, American's too lightweight for me.
You see, like,
Too light.
I need a heavyweight.
well,
So
what's
I'd
the...
get heavy. So I'd
Yeah.
get heavy now. Me and you do
All
it
right,
and get
let's
the
do
money.
it then. Yeah, let's go. Wait, when's your injury like gonna be? What's good? You still got another couple months?
I don't know. I'm trying to play football in it, but I can't like run properly in it.
Oh
So
no,
I should.
yeah. There's never a risk
I
to
need to.
get them.
I
You
know.
make it
That's what I need
worse.
to do. I need to stop it. So the doctors are. I'm waiting for Wrexham Park to give me an update on my scan. So
Oh, okay,
you
yeah,
know,
Yeah, hopefully we see King Khan back in the ring
yeah.
soon.
Hopefully, not too long, innit? We
Great for
gotta see it.
Maidenhead community and big boxing Maidenhead and Pakistani as well. So
Yeah, I remember I was watching the live stream when you were doing it. You're like, it was a good fight to watch, man. It's
yeah,
entertaining.
yeah.
there's one coming up in December, but I'm going to watch it live as people I used to who are fighting with me on the same card.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
So
really?
some of them are going to return it because one of them was a big main event last fight where they if you probably don't know Mason Barnes, he's from Maidenhead. You
Oh,
probably don't know
okay.
who he is. Yeah, so he fought one of the guys who fought like a couple fights, and that was his
Okay.
first fight ever. And the charity event gave him the biggest fight where he's
Oh,
never fought before. So it's a bit of a shambles where they gave him a guy who's fought like 6 times.
Oh, really?
oh,
Oh, wow, they tried to do him dirty.
Yeah, and the
Should've-
guy obviously he should have won it, but the guy had more experience than him.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, that happens, isn't
Yeah, so hopefully he should be back in December. But I'll probably put it again next year, probably once I
it?
get
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, that's good, innit? Yeah, go again, innit? Get the second W.
Yeah. So
So
Roger, you'll be on there as well. I'll get you on there. You'll be
hopefully, yeah,
lightweight.
maybe we'll see. We'll see. See how it goes. But yeah, yeah, that did you guys want to talk about anything else or
I think that's all this week.
yeah,
But
that's all, isn't
I
it?
think
Yeah.
there'll be more. There'll be more couple fights announced next couple of weeks. I think.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So we'll talk more next week. But yeah, it's good talking and yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, let us know what your thoughts are on the AJ fight and stuff is in the comments or whatever. And what's next for AJ, Fury and Usyk.